Nisa cia Vilingi wa Mauvoo.
Ni saa 3:30 cia wiyoni na wikwatio kana ni watindane saa vonde vala watindila muthenyani wa umuthi nutho chanthini wa Vilingi wa Mauvoo indembe ni Mauvoo tukumbanisye ateo kwa ukumi.
Ala tukumbanisye ni vamwe na
silanga munene watho wake kwikwatiwa kuvingwa mwaini wake ili mwakani tuendete twa kilungu cha miongo nyanya na inya kwithi wake kiseuvye. Ngwatanio ya Azimio na serikali kwitikilana kila meithi wa maine na nisia kumina ngusanisyo. Serikali ya Masako kuvotha kimanza cha milioni 300 kwa ili hospitali wa Ndithini ula waambatiwe ndeve kutwika level 4. Nae kalima ikongo wodini ya Mumo ni mwingi kukuli hospitali wa Mukonga uvinguwe maeke kutambuka embu kumandha uiti.
Vilingi wa Mauvoo.
Ni na udhocha tutambanie ngina muthia nyeni twa Robert MUTUKU na Sharon Ndinda etwalala Mauvoo wa kwanzia ya meko. Useuvya wa silanga munene watho wake ula ukwithi wa yosaki wukuma usini wathi na watho wake kaunti ya Makueni yuvikite kilungu cha miongo nyanya na inya yuluayana. Mauvoo ni kwenana na injinia ula ungamite mulati Samuel Alima ula wetekana useuvya wawo wikwatiwe kuthela na kuvingwa kwi matuku 6 mamwai wake ili mwakani tuendete Caleb Chalo na livoti.
Matuku 6 mamwai wake ili mwaka ukite wangilile miongole na inani wosilanga watho wake uthela oyuvikie lungu ya miongo 8 na ina katonu ina yuluayana. Undula wekethwa ni injinia Samuel Alima ula ni wa mungami munene wa maundu meokonya kiwu nthini wa muvea wa kiwu na ungithia wa miunda va Kenya. Kavindane kale tambukite silanga ni watho wake kuthuima undu wendeye.
The completion date is 6th February 2024 and we are now at 84.4%. So every week we are monitoring what have we achieved. So that's why we are here, and every month we are monitoring what we have achieved.
Engineer Lima asiaka no kutawa silango la wakitoka wa usi niwo tumete ukwe ivinda ya sanga.
The challenge that I'm foreseeing as the technician in charge is that this is a concrete faced dam and the embankment is very massive, it's very huge. 11 million meter cubed of material being put there. You have seen rocks, you have seen big stones being put there. So they have to be given some time to settle.
Uneni wa Lima ukakavindane kalanza mwana ya mbunge ya Katito ngowene muyumbe wake tuicha umelone wa suwa ni Murodi Mbai ile kile ripoti ile kuona nyakanosi wa adhi taumwi kati wa mbosi ila sina keko kithuku na kilane muisyo kwa uima wamwe. Ona uyo vonza maene yende na kwiko kunike likumano na keko kina vala minister wa maundu motho kumiwa serikali kithure kendiki uwetie kana serikali tayumetie kuthesia mbosi hii.
For environmental protection, the easiest and most legal route is to use the Environmental Coordination Act. We have a beautiful legislation, beautiful system. It's just giving life to some of these things. That is not difficult.
Waki wasilanga watho wake utwaiwe nthini wa ilungu 3 kana phase 3. Kilungu chambe ni kutuma nyoka kiwu na kilaki kikwatwa kuthela mwako sitwathi kilungu chake leva kiendewa mwaki wa stima kwekewa na indi vaimino kelwa na kilungu cha 3 na kila kiokonia maundu maungithia wa miunda. Caleb Chalo, Mutongo TV, Vilingi wa Mauvoo kuma vasilangani watho wake kaunti ya Makueni.
Zama ya ndu 10 ile kuthinikia unenenya kati wa serikali ya Kenya Kwanza na ngwatanio ya Azimio Oka ikwatiwa kwikia sahi maundu ala mekwithi wa maininanisia kwi wakaratu wa chuma tuendete tina wa kuvikia mwiwano kwi umonthi. Mutongoi wa chama cha Wiper Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka ulotongoi siangaliko ya Azimio ni wawetakana nimetikilana na kusevya idhango imwe ila makeikia sahi na mewana kuvuthisia alama ya kuasiakana unenenya uo nduisia matunda neto ila siya kwatu ambao ni governor wa kaunti ya Embu Cecil Barire ula watongwe sia Kenya Kwanza kikaloni cha umonthi Josephine Koki na Mauvoo.
Zama ya unenanya kati wa serikali na ngaliko ya ule Azimio la Umoja iweta wakatatu wa chumwa tuendete ni weke kiangithio kila meonenanisia kikiuka itina wa kamiti isu kwithiwa yatwaisya unenanya mwasa kwi umuthi kwiwania kila kiunenaniwa kwianana na mawendekethio kuma kwi komiti cia kiuvundi kuma ngaliko cieli cia unenania usu.
So we've agreed on the changes as proposed by the technical teams, and we are more or less agreed on the framework agreement that we will sign next week. We've also received the consolidated issues as proposed by the technical teams. They have clustered them in various titles. Again, those will be discussed next week and signed by the team, the NDC. And then we've also gone through, agreed on a work plan that is running for 60 working days. And that also has been approved by this team.
Mutongwe wa Wiper Kalonzo Musyoka ulotongwesya amemba mangaliko ya ule unenanyani usu ondumwe na gavana wa Embu Mwandu Cecily Barire ula wingaliko ya silikali meweta ni maviki ya migwano umbanoni wa umundi.
The issues are there, agreed. The framework agreement basically agreed, and the issues are framed. The agenda we have now is not that of Kenya Kwanza or Azimio. It is condensed into one document, so we expect the media to help us so that you don't create unnecessary division.
Barire atovithua kila chetikilanwani za maisu sia kiuvundi ni waweta kana itina wa kwikiangithio kwi wakatatu niguo makambi ya iseso ya kuosania mawoni.
I think after next week we are going to now start our activities and we'll start engaging with the various stakeholders. And I must say that today's meeting was extremely productive in terms of how we are moving forward.
Kwangaliko yake Kalonzo aweta maundu ala onde unawetete meonena newa ni momo sete mwanya wambe na kana iseso yu ya wakatatu yuka itina wambunge ya Senate kukavula kikalo chayo kwi wakeli chumwani twendete kuvitukithia alame ukonywa unena nyani usu.
Na matarajio yetu ni kwamba tutaimarisha, tutaweka kila juhudi katika siku zijazo kuhakikisha kwamba Wakenya pia ambao ndio washikadau kamili watajihisi kwamba wao pia wako hapa Bomas. We expect the Senate will sit on Tuesday. In fact, we are told that the necessary notice has already gone out for a special sitting of the Senate on Tuesday. And that is where, properly guided, then we'll be able to meet on Wednesday and do the signing and proceed.
Ni ripoti ya Vilingi wa Mauvoo ni Josephine Koki.
Ni vatoneka enendi mandithi ni sub-county ya Masinga, county ya Masako makethi wana undu wa kutania. Kethi hospitali wa ndithi ni level 4 nukwamwa na kwa ilia uthukomi waguo. Uni tina wa governor wa county Masako wa vinyendeti kwa dhana tavena kimanza cha milioni 300 nilaiva dhetwe kukilia hospitali usu. Governor wa vinyane na nandiki Mauvoo kavindani ka ndambuka ya kuosenema mawoni maenendi yuluwa uthukomi wa dini ya ndithini na mudhasia vala waelesia kuyanua kwake kwa undu uthukomi utwaiwe hospitali ni usu. Ben Musau nukuelesya.
Enendi mandithini na mono awau ni meikwatiwa kukwata uvuocho. Ketha hospitali wa ndithini level 4 no ikwatiwa kwamwa ni kana kwa ilia na kukilanja uiti kuyanana na watho wa gavana wa kaunti ya Masako wa vinyendeti inena kavindane kala etambukite isioni cia ndithini na muthesia kukomana na enendi thini wa mbumbano cia kukolania mawoni yolo wa uthukumi wa serikali ya kaunti ya Masako isioni ithi.
Baba ningo mebendwa ni aka level 4 ya go. Already I have about 30 million. Nina 30 million siya kuambesia. Na tena master plan. Kwa uni tumwaki ya level 4 tuongele itanda with ya mayuthi kuitiwa matu kana mayuthi moranga. By December, January timbwe tambesia wewa kwa nikuka kukomishoni na hospitali ya ambesia. Niendo mwe mwikembwe ndithi ni mwikembwe mwe na wasiwasi mwasi andu ni molilwe ninywe nyendia ulwa ninywe
ene nthi mandithini evo MC wa Kisioki Mwoki Musila weteta malasimika kuthi kaunti Mutui ya Murang'a kukwata uiti kwitha sivitali ula wivo yuyu utauvikia kiwango cha uiti mwailu ni kwitha utotonya kuthinikia Mauvoo amwe na ketha wathoyo wa gavana nukwianiwa withane uneko kwo
ndithini ni diaspora nundu twibasa muno na masaku na ninegua moyo ila wasia no twakia level 4 nundu level 4 ya ndithini no mieneju ni a skeleton of the name na nendegua ni kwasia kana ndithini level 4 ni sivitali wa a whole sub county ya ndithini kwa utibwa our catchment in the whole of the 2 wards ndithini na Muthesia na to some extent our surrounding communities na kwa uni no sioni negua moyo wasia no twakia twina munda baya mukalanilwa lelo 5 acres enough for that kind of a facility kwa utiriza tuyoka kwako nikana tunenge munda na savea moke matwikiye bikoni nikana sivitali ya Kilwebu wendi wito na ende bandu bao ngali nwengi otwendeete etwike staff quarter ngali no nikana sivitali the on one land na kiu kiketha kitona ututethi
gavana wa Vinya oingine waelesea kuyaniwa kwake ni undu uthukumi wa matakitali sivitali ni u withitwo gitwaiwa achathana kumaililia mawithu ililiko mauthukumi ovamwe na kwikia nzia mbailu cia kukitana na ung'ei wa ndawa
impromptu visit baba sivitali ni ukite kuona ni cha ukiendea ni sino niyo kona yibasa muno ndini account ya Masako na cia ninuke ni yetenye mwene no ne cha ukiende na liko pharmacy ni nona ba usiendawa sivitali ni ntheu matakitali makwa ni motivated matakitali makwa itinenie taisie mundu ni aode kilo kwenda aoda ndena list yake ndawa sioka tina pay bill na tuyo computerize tiendo manyae nula wanengwa ndawa na iba ndawa esu chao they must keep proper records nundu baimana manda wasioyo ekuma sivitali ikatoa kundu kungi kana andu makatoa kwa makemist mo ekaibesie ndu itesia obwangui besie ndu itesia obwangui nini dunia neno nundu mundu woka baba no kwenda ndawa na yo ndawa yibona ni ya umwa yatoa abandu bange na keigwa ngai yakwandikia chawe tuni kiku ngai takwandikia kiku
livote ya Vilingi wa Mauvoo Mtongoi TV nyeni tawaben Musau
kalima kisio cha Ikongo wodini ya mumoni mwingia yolo ni maweta tamatambuka kukwata uiti kauntini ya Embu itina wa hospitali ulawi bakuvi kwithiwa wakiwe ni Governor Julius Makauma Lombe ndini watamu wake wambe na mbiki ya yu ndwaisa kuvingua ene ndiayu malazimika kukwata uiti kauntini Mutui ya Embu palame weta tamatumi ya ilo via mbinge kuvika Embu na ingi meweta madhayo amwe tamaviki ya kwa yanziani na kukule serikali wiki kuwete daktari na ndawa hospitali ni munini wa Mukong'a otono mwandikitu Lina Musangi ukuelesea
enenze ani malasimika kutambuka kauntini Mutui ya Embu kukwata uwiti maweta kana hospitali la eva kuveta itaye tondawo vomana daktari kuma yakwa
wito ni hospitali nitwake iwe hospitali Mukong'a lakini ndi daktari ila daktari ni Kongo na daktari no mwe na yo mwe kina mama taithie latwa inotetheka mbide ya to county ya Kitui county ya Embu ni kwithia daktari kuno mwe totia withia mama mena mathina mengi muno nundu kuma ba kuthi ubika itiara withia utumita ngili taile na hospitali baba kubine yakiwe ende daktari tiebo
ni maweta sivitali umunini wa Mukong'a tawavikie kwa kisioni kiyo ibinda yambe ya utongoi wa Governor Julius Makauma Lombe wala sivitali utavinguo kuvikia suo
nundu akwithia sivitali ila ibala Mukong'a bakubi na kata ma primary school sivitali si yakiwe oibinda ga kumalombe mheshimiwa na kubika kila wabalukie yokie kalukio kana ndami kalundu
amoito ni maile seta methe ya wana ibinda yumu ibinda ya kuthomo vala makule Governor avikie kuikithe kana sivitali munini wa Mukong'a ni wavinguo na kwambise kuthukuma
ni watu ukula cha kwanda ya mheshimiwa Julius Malombe sivitali su ni ya ibinda ila waivo ila ingi na ibinda ila wabalukile na twasa kwa ngilo faikindu kia endea kuno muthwa wende na umina sibitali tu ikindu kingi kende ne to gukula cia kwanda ya ikwithia tu no tungie ingi ututethesie withia twina ndakitali
nichokie ndayani yaku itukukulia sibitali isu utubinguye yo no kwete mandakitali
ingi ni maeleza kana sibitali wa Ikongo tawithia wona ndakitali umwe kindu kila meweta takitamba ikite uiti kisioni ki
utetethesie withia mwaitu ithiela twainotetheka tuthi kaunti ingi itwatetheke akaunti ne yitu
mba Ikongo sublocation twinayo neo twina ndakitali umwe na ta mundu tawisineza tha kwitu mundu nugwa na mundu agwa pethia wana thina withia ona wagwa cho tukundwe mundu kugitia nunu ndakitali numwe na nugwaie kwa mheshimiwa Malombe Julius Makau Malombe ingokwita mwa wibalawi tatwichana chaku si chako kwitu kimani mwatu bakanitwe kimakito kya mumoni ona tubwata tolie ithio na tuima nane sa tuimaku kana tuimana kuembu ende itu akwita mateine maku nundu akwithia ngai nuna akutungie bo itumini cha Yehova osanda yetu no kuthea uke kwitu mukonga
kumana na kisio kikwithwa na sima mbingi nimekueleza takwithia wana nyamu cia nzisi somo muthuku vala no weta ingi tamavikia kwa cia mathayo tina wa kuumwa ni nyamu iyo tondu mekuelezea
ni kutagia ati makauma kwitu kwinzoka nzuku muno ila iguma andu ila nene chika la igisa inwe na nzoka izu chakuma mundu wa ituku atsemba chwa katika kitu ikauni na hata naingwa gutsi kwa thana utwaitwe embu kaundi uone anziani kukula cha mheshimiwa ndayani yaku ni kwita wibala wiwe kigeo kitu tabadhali nzoka ile chiku inzuku recha ndawa cha kusubia na mwile wisichigitsa ino withi aya na munzuku muno nunu ndatika 10 withi a sumu wayo amina mundu
kuripota Vilingi wa Mauvoo kuma wodini ya mumoni mwingia yulo kaunti ya Kitui Nilina Musangi
Muvea wa wima wa mwini wathana kusevya nzama ye mwanya chumwa twendete kuthinikia maundu ma uiti mwithianu kwa makilima enendi alama kunikie ni vithukia ya mbomu miakoni ya ndi Amerika musini wailovi miaka 25 mevitu vala kuvikia umonthi patakwata uiti wa kwaila umwana kuendesya ithimo minisa muveani uomuandu Susan na kumicha ni waweta muvea wake ngukunenania na sivitadi sionthe cia kaunti kuitana enendi a alame ikwatia ndi ya Amerika ni kumaiva ndivisio ndini wa musikumo mweu ulao yuwe mbungeni ya Senate na utongwewe ni Senator wa Masaku Mwandu Agnes Kavindu Muthama. Benjamin Mwaka enalivoti.
Muvea wa uiti na ima mwene nthi ni weteka mbuki yo chama na ma ene nthi ala kuvikia umunthi methitwe maika ila silikali matethia kukwata uiti wina withianu kumanwa na maukuniko me vithukia ya mbomu maofisini ma Amerika va Kenya mwakani wa 1998. Minister Muveani Mwandu Susan na kumicha avikite mbewanza maimwana ya mbunge ya Senate ni wathana kwambia chumwani kichukite useuvya board ile kwambia kuthinikia vata tambia lambe
by reviewing their medical records and undertaking medical assessment. This can be done through a formally constituted medical board. We can put together a board that then can look into the issues and review their files so that we know what is the current status and therefore what would they be needing. So it's not a board that will require any other approvals. It's just from the ministry and by myself. So that we should be able to do it as fast as even by the end of next week. The team should be ready to start sitting and reviewing the documents.
Mwandu na kumicha havikite mbewanza maimwana ya Senate ila yende kukunikila ulwande vi siami sila ya kunikie hungu wa mwene kivila Senator wa kaunti ya Masaku Mwandu Agnes Kavindu Muthama no weta kivalua chambe cha board yeki idwa kutethesia kukunikila uimwamwe wa NND alama kunikie na alama umiye vithukia nithi na undu wa kwa ile wituo kwa OU.
The multidisciplinary team has to sit, speak to the survivors and come up with something that then we can translate into money and put into budget. But before the assessment is done, it will be difficult to do it. I believe their first responsibility will be to know how do they get to the survivors. How do the survivors get to assessment? People don't have to come to Nairobi for assessment. We have facilities within the counties. They can be asked to report to their nearest facility and a representative of the team goes there and sees them at where they can be seen.
Inge muvea uwa uiti nuwa thingila wina mutatala mwa uiti kwa kutesia kinandu cha wili cha NHIF kwa kuete nzia itatu cia kuitithia wo valakati wasio mwene kuete kinandu cha kuita maumisio manene na maumisio mambanga nthuku.
These bills are already in Parliament for fast tracking, because by the time we are launching, we do not want to launch, then when people go to facilities, these things are not in place. The third and most important fund that will be introduced by that social health insurance bill, and which will respond to the issues today, is that we have advised that we have an emergency, chronic and critical illness fund. With that fund, Madam Chair, it should be able to take care of anyone who is involved in an emergency and needs medical care.
Ateo maseneta na amwe maenendela makunekie kumanwa na ivithukia ya bomu ni makulia muvia wa witi ukalile kuseuvya bodi na kuikithia mathina la enendea maende kwisila ni mathunikiwa kwa mituki.
I'm not able to feed them, take care of my children because of my injuries, even cooking for them as a mother, giving them the care that a mother gives. I wasn't able to give my children. I feel so hard.
But we are thinking of doctors, specialized doctors who could give a current status of health, a current physical, medical condition of the people. Some of the people still have glass in their bodies, and it has not been removed, or some of it have been removed slowly over the years.
When we have NHIF and we commit counties to pay subsidized health insurance for the survivors through the counties, we might be setting ourselves to fail. Isn't it possible that we have these premiums paid by the national government?
I know you have good plans for all those funds that are in place and the bill at the National Assembly. But I would request you kindly see what you can do at your level, and also speak to the President about these victims. Normally, if you just hear it from somewhere, you do not get it. But now that I have seen it, I have heard it myself, I empathize and I should be able to speak on their behalf.
Kuma vambungeni ya Senate Musino Ilovi ndilivotia Vilingi wa Mauvoo nitawa Benjamin na Mwakam.
Na indi miaka 25 ne nyingi eni ndia suma ende na kwetela mabiki na kuigwa twiko kananzika yo inzao nyubikia na kusia matunda na tuona ndi ya Amerika imaiba twambo thio mwavanini irusio kathetie na Mauvoo mbengi
na udho chandini wa kilungu cha dhambalala
ndume numenete kukuthukiwa ni kibeti onatho mundu muka eana ni munene eana kiembe na mundu ume maybe no toothpick ekamitumende twesu numenete kukuthukiwa ni mundu muka
lungila kikukia kila wathanthatu kwambia saa ile na nusu cia wiyo
edwa wikalatha yukwenda edwa ni mwitu muthenya umwe katwawa withie wiungua mume waku wiungua mundu na edwa walekilwe wika yundu kwenda ukathina
ona era ni kwaku kuna salute we mutambue tu ni kana kwithwa mugo ndini wa musi nundu no mena kulea kutambulika na mapinda maingi cyo kutumiwanda koa ni kana mumanya eo chao
wikala life with a control nunu na bakao kale na control da yundu tonyakani kulechu itende yanso itonyeko
ndukende kwasia mwana nukomete na wewe umoka wewe umoka uthambe onde uyani mwitu yawe ande wakomelelie mwana
yonthe omituki ni mutanisia wambie kwidepend na eva uisaki ukwenda ukaiya
musubie na ndukamwelekanye nongi usungi wani yako yanza ni mausu wesia ni we atikoke
Mukamba ni weze uimani udhui na kwa uondo ilite kubatithia uima waku. Rafiki Habo Clinic ungua Habo Dr. Mwithia nicho kliniki cha ndawa cia miti kila kitongoitie kwa uiti mwithianu na wandawa siki ukunikili waki science kuikithia nisia ubosiana siena udhu mwene waku nituitama ukibathukanio ta typhoid, ndetema, amiba, mbio, ulcers, kwalune malenyu na arthritis, kwambatoni ndakame, kulea kusia, kukosa bitha wa kiume, mauma kikonde, asma, mauma mitambo, fibroids, sukali na maua bangi komana na ndagitali ewe mwene wakwambililia matuku miongole na mutu ikabati kwa kanondu kuthengiana na vengi wa Equity wakele matuku miongole na ili tuinungune Katolone House Ngolovambe ilwa vengi wa KWFT wakatatu matuku miongole na atatu tuimatu Tala House kuthengiana na vengi wa Equity kungethanisiana umesio waka wakana matuku miongole na anatu ikitui Mulimol Ngolovambe ofisi namba 54 wakatano matuku miongole na atano tuimasaku Complex Inn kuthengiania na Rafi Supermarket wathandatu matuku miongole na thandatu tui Ilovi Mulolongo kuthengiania na 3 Days Hotel kwa flyover ya Yellow tuthoke mabisi ni maitu kana tukunesi mukusila noti muonza imwe ile itatu kana noti muonza na muonza noti kenda noti Rafiki Herbal Clinic we treat God heals.
Nino gochengi twendeye na kumanithia itina watandithia sokoni wa Kalundu kwenda serikali ya kaunti ya Kitui kumahamisha soko usunikana kuthukuma Mateo Vinyana minista wa utandithia na biashara nini Kitui Mwanduro Mutuku wawetakana muvea wake nukwithiwa uima umalu cha tandithia ma biashara nene kana wholesalers kuma sokoni usu na kumathamisha kiwanzani kingi nikana kunenga tandithia nini mwanya wa kuthukumia sokoni usu wa Kalundu Mateo Vinyana Onesmus Chalo na ripoti.
Minista wa tandithia serikalini ya kaunti ya Kitui Mutuku inena na Mutongo TV no wetakana muvea wake wena muvango wa kwenda kuthamia tandithia ma wholesale kuma nthini wa soko wa Kalundu na kuma manthia vandu vangi va kutwaisia utandithia wo Mateo vengi sana na tandithia ma biashara nini
Kitui ni kinenevete na no sio Kitui kuneneva kuma devolution yekeka Kitui ni kiongeleke tandu na kikaneneva Kitui sio yu Kalundu market bibite tine twana ibaza muno natene andu aingi no andu ma wholesale menda lakini ni twikite mbake katika retail market na ni twisa andu aingi ni moka Kalundu kwikata kwa sanio kumi bango ila tunayoni ili wambe ni tuthamia Kalundu with time location tumimye katika wa town tumitry hotel wa town especially the wholesale part ni kana ila yotu abwithe no ila soko nini ya usavu andu Kalundu na andu anini around alamothi from the wholesale market to retail kumi bango isui katika pipeline with Kalundu no ya songethwa balai itoe bandu bena mwana museo na with katikati wa town
Rosi awetakie kiumanite na kuneneva kwa soko wa Kalundu bala namba nene ya atandithia kutwaisia biashara sio bala wetakana ni makwambise kuvingwa masoko mataunini amwanokana kuola atandithia kuvivinyana sokoni ta wa Kalundu bala soko wa kisasi na ola wa Mutomo ni mwesi ya matauni alame unenevua
ituke kwa kama soko angi tuyaka masoko manene nika na tukitha nituthuthia masoko asu mathukume mithenya mingi kwa chumwa nika withie twasie mundu uma kisasi Kalundu kuwa sindu atunge kisasi eithi kwa kisasi bandu bakuka Kalundu na nitu isi Kalundu ni unene baidhi yasi ateja kukwe ila main towns ta mwingi mwingi Kitui na Mutomo sikwitha na major wholesale markets isi yondene mibango yonde yende
Onawe minister wa menda ibindani atandithia maendesho tandithia soko ni wa Kalundu kwivatanga kuma lelu ni vala matonyo kitikiwa ni mbanga imenda kuthukuma vasa na malelu
kumia malelu kwete maleu kuwa leu na kutaingi na nimesika na lenu mundu abitite no kuwa leu ata na mibango Kalundu ni wawona kila hiki ndo kisio ndio kukwata biashara lakini tu sisi andu meito makitui lelu situ suswanitu kuna accident sikika we mwene ni kukwata accident na nzesu oka mebinga abeti manzi onamo imapiti matembie lelu na meki mwene ngali kana mekwata accident sia mebemba
ingino awetakana muvea wake no kwithia withingwa ioski bala atandithia matonya kwithia maithukumia
sisi iwanza withe ni twasovia better kiosks anu matonya kuta nono malelu asuna momo sovla ni makukilia faida wa Kitui kana value ya Kitui ila Kitui kila mundu kutea kila bandu ona town ninenga wa kinukita wa class cha town itu ya Kitui nikipwa ithionde tuchenda mukate wa kila muthenya tusisie no twikabalo chechao town itu nekana neithe withe nitwokilwa yulu nitwanengwa kiwango kingi ta kitui nitukwitha twisisya bala tutona kuka tukombania ithionthe twabiota
Rivota Vilingi wa Mauvoo, Mutongo TV kuma kauntini ya Kitui. Ni Onesmus Chalo.
Musumbi William Ruto kwa ivinda yengi ni waumia ukani muvyo kwa mundu wonthe kwikonia na siko cia ulusani vanthi ya Kenya vate kuzisia ni mutongo ikana ni mwene nthi aini na kisioni cha Nyamasege thini wa ndamuka yake ya maendeleo kauntini ya Kisii. Ruto ni wawetakana vaivandu alusani meisa ukwata mwanya wa kwivitha na kuendesha siko cia iwetakana amwe methiitwe maitume ilovia cia mwene nthi kwiseuvisia ilovia sio.
Na nimetangaza maneno ya ufisadi Kenya hii itakoma. Hakuna mtu ataendesha mambo ya ufisadi kwa hii Kenya. Wafisadi wote maneno yao ni tatu. Number 1, wahame Kenya. Number 2, waende jela. Number 3, wasafiri waende mbinguni. Hakuna maneno ingine. There is no other place ya kujificha. Sio kama tunaelewana. Hatuwezi kuchukua pesa ya wananchi alafu mtu anaenda anafanya pesa yake na bibi yake. Hiyo haiwezekani. Pesa ya wananchi ni pesa ya wananchi. Tumekubaliana? And we are not going to compromise with anybody. Whoever you are, whatever political party you belong, which religion you come from, which community you come from, which county you come from, we are going to deal decisively and conclusively with corruption in Kenya so that we can protect public property and public resources and use them for the good of the people of Kenya.
Hawa watu tu shida kubwa ile ya sufuria ni kwa sababu ya njaa, lakini sasa unajua sufuria ndio inapikanga. Lakini Your Excellency, we are ready to work with you as our president. Elections will be after 5 years. And the truth be told, the only thing we want to plead with you, you are the pillar or piece of unity of this country.
Unajua Simba amesema mimi nilikuwa mtu ya ODM na ni ukweli. Si ndio? Sasa kwa sababu mimi nilikuwa mtu ya ODM, wewe Simba. Sasa wewe vile nilihama, si hata wewe uhame, mimi tuendelee pamoja. Na unaona vile nimehama, nimejipanga panga, wewe huwezi kujua. Ukifuatana na mimi hapo mbele unaweza namna hiyo. Si uambie wale wananifanyia maandamano. Mbona mnafanyia maandamano mtu wetu na mtu wetu ndio rais, mtu ya ODM William Ruto ndio rais. Maandamano ni ya nini? Kwani unaweza kufanyia mtu yako maandamano?
Muvea wa ukolania wa koti KRA ni wakulwa uvikie na kutungia mwikio wa Kenya la maiva ya koti na kumadhuthia maiva ya kwango ya kwenda ukule umwa ni munene wa maminista Musalia Mudavadi ula wawetakana serikali ni ikita wala ni musio wa kuona kana ungamei wa ukolania wa koti ni waila aimenda Kenya mavetange yisilia ya kanandi visi ya koti va Kenya nisi ya kuvinyia mwenendi. Angelina Muse na Mauvoo.
Ainene angalikosea Eldoret County ni Uasin Gishu kavindane kala wakusiwa kui kiwango vya kui maofisa mokolenya wa koti. Munene wa maminista Musalia Mudavadi ni wa makule maofisa a kuthukuma kwa wethianu na umeli kuikithekana enende na alani aivima koti ni mweme koti undu violate.
Although taxes are legal and obligatory, and as the tax bracket is expanded, there are those to be persuaded to meet their tax obligations. KRA should consequently continue to inspire confidence in taxpayers to embrace voluntary tax compliance. This can and will be achieved if KRA embraces professionalism, enhances efficiency, fairness, transparency, and ensures accountability.
Musalia nukweskana vena vata wangu atino katua movea u kuikithekana ni meanesia movangu wa serikali wa kuenda na kuiki ya mawaliuku kui movea u wa viwa koti nikana kuanesia udhukumi wa serikali takuipo kwa adhukumi kwa kama skulu malelo na maudhukumi kivathuka nyukui enendio voma na kuukilia ukwati.
It is for this reason that the government has introduced radical measures to transform our tax administration to achieve the full potential in revenue mobilization. We must all understand that revenue mobilization is the only way the country can meet our national and international obligations.
Kavindani kauni wamenda maofisa akwisiania na siko cia ulusanini kana kwikithia ni matoe cia thukumi wo kwanzia ila cialite ni kana kuyanisha kiwango cha serikali cha ukolonyo wa koti thini wa mwaka wa 2023 2024.
When you leave this place, you will be deployed countrywide to mobilize revenue, enhance compliance, and recruit more Kenyans into the tax bracket. However, constantly remember, your responsibility is to perform your duties lawfully in a manner that promotes good KRA taxpayer business relations. While engaging taxpayers, carry yourselves with utmost integrity. There should be no room for collusion, facilitating tax evasion, or engaging in corruption.
Your work in future is going to be very, very important, and I therefore encourage you to serve the country with utmost dedication and honor. And also, it's going to be very, very important to uphold your values that have been imparted to you throughout this training.
Onaguo vamwe kivilo amuvia uwa okolenye wa koti Anthony Mwaura niwa wetekana mavundisyo ala maofisa angili umwe maana ana na ata mana akwatie kwa kilungu cha Mei ile novikia kutethesia vanene kukile uthukumi wa muvia u.
The training of the officers is part of our capacity building programs aimed at reforming our processes and culture in order to deliver quality and friendlier services to our taxpayers. This will enable staff to be more effective at work, enhance productivity, and subsequently improve revenue collection.
Ngilivoti ya Vilingi wa Mauvoo nitawa Angelina Mose.
Munini wa Musumbi Rigathi Gachagua niwa wetakana serikali niende na kwikia walanyo musio wa kuendea kuandikithia andu alaku na alama tetonya nikanamethi wa maikwata ilovia sia kumatethia kuma kwa serikali. Ine naitina wa kwambisi zeso ya kuandikithia andu alaku amavitukite ukuwa nyaka miongo mwonza ndiwa na andu alame mamuthame mwanya ungo walanyo wa inua jamii mwende zeso yake elia kuandikithia aimi kimanisioni cha Kenya School of Government musini wa ilovi. Ingi Gachagua ni wakudia magavana mabetange koti kana ses ndini wa mbolea ila mbole dhowa ni serikali.
It's a continuous exercise so that we don't have to be doing it from time to time. It should be a continuous exercise. Again, also removing the people who have passed on so that we keep an updated register that will help us for planning. The president is very clear and he has given very clear instructions that he wants us to have the disbursement of this money through a digital platform. There has been concerns that are valid, that most of the elderly people do not own smartphones, they do not own phones, and most are likely to be conned out of their benefit by the caregivers. This is where the National Government Administration comes in. Once this register has been updated, and every assistant chief has a register in his or her sublocation, once we finally go digital, those officers will be giving a monthly return by physically checking that the elderly people have received their benefit. This exercise of distributing subsidized fertilizer, the farmers are so happy. It was so transparent. It was so easy arising from the data that you collected at very minimal cost. It costed us very little. As for the governors, I request you to consider Governor Wetu, talk to Waiguru and the other governors, to consider waiving cess for this subsidized fertilizer. It doesn't make sense to collect cess along the way from Mombasa because we will have to load that cost to the farmer. Government is intervening to help the farmer to lower the cost of production by getting fertilizer at 2,500.
Naende mbewa kumina Vilingi wa Mauvoo iwanzani niona Chelsea meki wanzani Stamford Bridge na Luton Town ndini wa masindano ma EPL. Naende wona game isuwe yumata tikwendea kwithiwa na weekend nzio na kuyo cha kwa ila nyeni tawa Robert Mutuku na Keishero Ndinda atwala Mauvoo wa kwanzia ya meko tiwanesa.